Have you ever wondered why narcissists, despite their charm and cunning, always seem to lose in the end? Whether it's relationships, careers, or their social standing, narcissists eventually face the consequences of their actions. In today's video, we'll uncover the reasons why all narcissists eventually lose and why their manipulative tactics are ultimately their undoing. Stick around because you won't want to miss this eye-opening truth. Narcissists build their lives on fragile foundations. Their identities are not based on authenticity or self-awareness, but on illusions they project to the world. These illusions are meant to hide their deep insecurities and fragile egos. They construct a facade of superiority, charm, and confidence to gain admiration and control. But here's the problem. Lies and deception can only hold for so long. The cracks in their facade begin to show over time. Relationships break down because their true colors, selfishness, manipulation, and lack of empathy inevitably come to light. In their professional lives, co-workers and bosses start recognizing their toxic behaviors. What narcissists don't realize is that their inability to form genuine connections and their manipulative behavior lead to isolation and failure. Ultimately, their fragile foundation crumbles, leaving them alone and unfulfilled. Narcissists are notorious for burning bridges. Their relationships are transactional, and they see people as resources rather than as individuals with feelings and needs. In the beginning, they charm their way into people's lives. They make promises they can't keep, and they portray themselves as trustworthy and caring. However, as time goes on, the people in their lives begin to see through their manipulations. Here's what typically happens. Friends and family grow tired of the one-sided nature of the relationship. Romantic partners reach a breaking point, realizing they are being emotionally drained and controlled. Co-workers refuse to work with someone who takes credit for others' work or sabotages colleagues. Eventually, the narcissist isolates themselves because no one wants to remain in their toxic orbit. When people start leaving, the narcissist is left with fewer sources of narcissistic supply, and their carefully constructed world begins to crumble. One of the most significant reasons why narcissists eventually lose is their inability to maintain long-term success. Narcissists are great at achieving short-term wins, but their lack of empathy, accountability, and foresight prevents them from sustaining success over time. For example, in the workplace, they may manipulate their way to a promotion, but their poor leadership skills and inability to collaborate with others eventually lead to their failure. In personal relationships, they may secure the affection of a partner, but their controlling and abusive behaviors drive that person away. Even in social settings, their charisma may win them temporary admiration, but as people get to know them, they lose respect and trust. Narcissists also sabotage their own success by being overly competitive and envious. Instead of building strong alliances, they create enemies. Ultimately, their inability to foster genuine connections or admit their mistakes leads to an unfulfilled existence. Time is one of the narcissist's greatest enemies. Why? Because time reveals all truths. A narcissist's manipulative tactics may work initially, but they are unsustainable. Here's what happens over time. Lies unravel. The stories they've told to manipulate others start to contradict each other. Patterns emerge. People begin to notice the narcissist's behavior, how they exploit, blame shift, and gaslight repeatedly. Reputation deteriorates. Word spreads about their toxic behaviors, and fewer people are willing to engage with them. The narcissist often underestimates the power of collective awareness. Once their victims start talking to each other, their web of deceit collapses. This is why narcissists often have a history of failed relationships, lost jobs, and social alienation. Even when narcissists appear to be winning, they are often tormented on the inside. Behind the mask of confidence and arrogance lies a deep well of insecurity and fear. Narcissists are constantly seeking validation because they lack a stable sense of self-worth. This constant need for external validation is exhausting. When their sources of supply, admiration, attention, and control dry up, they are left with their inner emptiness. This is why so many narcissists turn to destructive behaviors, such as substance abuse, impulsive spending, or reckless decisions, to cope with their internal pain. Ultimately, the narcissist's greatest loss isn't external, it's internal. They lose the ability to experience genuine love, trust, and connection. They are trapped in a cycle of self-destruction driven by their own toxic traits. So why do all narcissists eventually lose? It's because their way of living, based on lies, manipulation, and exploitation, is unsustainable. They may win battles, but they always lose the war. For those of us who have encountered narcissists, this truth can bring a sense of closure and empowerment. While the narcissist's path leads to loneliness and loss, our path, built on authenticity, growth, and resilience, leads to healing and fulfillment. Thank you for watching today's video. If this resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more insights into narcissism and recovery. Remember, you hold the power to break free and live a life of peace and authenticity. Healing starts with awareness.